Voila! Very good morning. Although the weather outside says it's not a very good morning. However, we are here. Newcastle United are away, back in the capital tomorrow, 4:30, and at 4:30, that's when the fun begins. One person has joined. So, yeah, I want a result at Arsenal, at the Emirates Stadium, whether that is a win or a draw. Either of the two, I'll take. Now, the start of this live is all about the badge, the crest, the club, moving forward. And that's a lot to take in. Seeing stories of our chairman, His Excellency Yasser Al Rumian, greenlighting money in the Chronicle Live. I get messages every day from Chronicle Live, and here's my thoughts before we do a deep dive, because we are going to do a huge deep dive on Newcastle United. Yeah. Club crest is one of the points. Spoken about it on a few other different lives. So, one thing I want to say from the club is this. After we have played Everton on the last day of the season, a couple of things need to change at Newcastle United. One is the wage structure. Put it on a little paper plane and send it flying out of St James's Park. No more. And the reason why I say that is this. I'm wearing an old shirt, which is going to be framed, and the new shirt, Sealer on the front. 2024-25 season shirt. Not the brand new one. From what I've seen, don't like the look of it. These have clean stripes here. Yeah. Black, white. The version which has been leaked, it isn't. So, nah, not going down that route. But what I want to see is this. I want to see a war chest for Newcastle United. That war chest to be a new figure, brand new figure for Newcastle United of 350 million plus. So you're not limited to 350 million. Now, one thing is this, yeah? Actually, I'll do it a different way. Here's the thing. Because chippers and a few other people like me to say that. Here's the thing, right? This is what we need to do. We've got a lot of players who have been at Newcastle a long, long time. They need to go somewhere else. Not only is that going to give them a new opportunity of first team football, no, it's going to give them something else. a new chance to play first team football, just somewhere else. Clear their wage, wipe it off the board, begin again. Now, I've said this in previous live videos. Alexander Isak, 200 million on his head. Who have we got here? Who would you get rid of? Give us names. Okay, you want names? Righty-ho. Right. 26-man squad. In chat, I'm going to give you some names. Fill the gaps in. 25-man squad. Yeah? Now, my target. Yeah? My target. Who else? Who in our current squad do you believe has potential? Before we do this deep dive, which Equal Temper has thrown down. To Funk N. Steen Jr., Ted, shout out. Has that got you happy? Oh, that's nice. He calls me Uncle Paul. That's beautiful. Yeah. Here's the thing for you, right? As we get to our game, yeah. Now, I skimmed the surface, skimmed it, 350 million we got to spend. You look at who we're going to be playing tomorrow. How much are they going to spend? How much are teams around us going to spend? The Chronicle, I think, gets things tight. I.e., we're going to have like 150 million. When other teams are going splash, the cash. Yeah? So, a starting figure as we go down to London. Yeah? Starting figure, 350 million plus. It's time to write something new, which our club's already done. We've got the Carabao Cup. Yeah? Which at the Everton game, they're going to bring it out again. Yeah? And give us fans the opportunity to sing our hearts out. Now, within this video, live, yeah, what you're going to hear is Newcastle United, and more. Because I want this, with 2 games to go, I want to create an earthquake. Yeah. A seismic event, but for Newcastle United. We got to change. We've got to evolve. Now, somebody was saying before about players leaving. Who was that? Equal Temper. Yeah. Callum Wilson, number 9. Good servant to the club, damn good servant to the club, but we need more. We need somebody, Jonathan Davids, possible, of Lille, very, very possible. all the French clubs are in mega trouble. The broadcaster has just pulled the plug. So French clubs, they're in deep nasty stuff. Yeah. So the likes of Jonathan Davids from Lille, yes, bring him in. Poor Paul Mitchell, our director of sport, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I know he's a director, but correct me if I'm wrong. His mobile phone, like mine, yeah, his needs to be ring, deal. Now, there's been talk we're going to raid other clubs, and possibly Henson on the cards. You'll notice in my lives, when I speak about subject like Newcastle United, I'm going to dive from one bit to the next bit. Just how my brain works. I'm sorry about that, but it's just how my brain works. Because our club and our city, there's exciting things coming. Very, very exciting things coming. And that's why I bounce from one to the other. Bit like, do you remember the old pinball machines where you put your money in, pull the thing, and the ball shoots up, and you try your best to keep that up and not sliding through the two paddles? That gives you an idea. So, where we sit right now, we're third in the Premier League. And the team we are playing tomorrow, they're sitting in second. They've scored more goals than we have. Aha! Chat just jumped to life. Ethan, Paul, you. Guess what, Ethan? Guess what? I had. Who was it? I think it was Football Uncensored. Yeah, the other day. Newcastle United switched from a paper ticket that came out in the post. They switched to electronic. It's on your phone now. Now, what I said to you when you were on about initially Newcastle United was this. I've been to many games. I've been to places like Old Trafford once, Upton Park twice, Chelsea, I think 4 times. Yeah? And that's just away stadiums. When you used to travel on the train. Yeah? Now, whatever thing you've got, and Football Uncensored or whatever he was called, whatever you've got, that's yours, not mine. You know, I've been into St James's Park. The Gallowgate is my favourite. If I get the place I want to be, roughly 8 to 10 foot above the crossbar in the Gallowgate. Yeah. If I can't get there, level 7, Leazes, right next to the away fans. In that corner part where there's like a tunnel under St James's Park leading to the pitch, been there 6 or 7 times. Lower down next to where that scoreboard is hanging off the wall. Yeah, been there a few times. Gallagate, Lees's Terrace, and the Melbourne. So I'm not going to justify. Yeah, I'm not. Take it or leave it. That's the simple thing for you. What else we got? Yeah, look, at the end of the day, right? On every single video, somebody is saying, I've only supported Newcastle United from the takeover. Well, the harsh news is this. I have a tattoo. That tattoo cost me 60 quid. I told you where I got it. That was long before the takeover. So my last word is this. Take it or leave it. Choice is yours. Right, what we got? Is that Ality? L? Not sure. Hey up, chippers! So, tomorrow, Newcastle United nip down to London to the Emirates. I just want something from the game. That something could be a draw, could be a win. That's what I want, something from the game. The game's in London at the Emirates Stadium, Ality L. Yeah, that's where the game is. I'm not in London. I'm not even in Newcastle. But I'm still talking about Newcastle here. Ethan is talking to Ali about something completely different. I'll let them have their conversation because this is about the club. This is about the club moving forward. That's the whole point of this. See, we sit in 3rd place in the Premier League, which I mentioned in the description. And that's where I want us to cement tomorrow. Cement it. So nobody, your Manchester Cities or your Chelseas can overtake Newcastle United. I'm happy once that happens because the last game next week at Everton, that game should be a party. We're going to celebrate the Carabao Cup and we're going to celebrate the fact we have a UEFA Champions spot, which is going to say to His Excellency Yasser Al-Rumayyan, okay, bring the checkbook out. So what we got? Where it's in GitHub, my GitHub. I videoed my GitHub to show you where it is. And when you find the video of my GitHub, give me one of them because there's more than Streets of Home there. So, tomorrow's game, as far as I know, Sven Botman isn't playing. Big miss. Apparently, there are other players. Joe Linton ain't going to play. Shame. He is the kind of person who is going to fire Arsenal up. Big miss. Yeah, Ali, it's a demo. Things will happen with that. Things will happen with the game, all the games, because currently there's 4 people that's interested. Those 4 people, you know, if they are true to their word, then you have 4 different streets. Or they may choose the same street. I don't know. I've asked. Have you spoken to any business? Not yet. No, not yet. There's no point in speaking to any business until they've got something to look at. I did a little tiny video last night of seeking you. You can't get into it, but it's there. And that's annoying. Version 2, GitHub. On GitHub, what I try to do on every form of social media, every single form, keep it simple. What I mean by that is this: my name. Might be a number just beside it, but it's my name. That is like one of the breadcrumbs. Yeah? You put down breadcrumbs so you don't get lost, so you can find your way back. Same idea. And that's with all social media. Why is... I don't know. I don't know, Ethan. I have spoken... Well, I've messaged Superbase. I've got how many fingers up? And it's more than that where I've contacted them. Something is wrong. So, there. Version 2 is cleaner than version 1. It's just not built by the same thing. It's built by something else. And here's one thing for you. All those people who spoke about AI, yeah, it's not perfect. I've proved it in the videos. It is not perfect, which is why we and AI need to get our heads together to make something put together, a supercomputer and us working side by side. Now, here's my hope tomorrow. Alexander Isak puts the ball in the back of the net. Now remember, Arsenal have got good players too. There has been occasions where the score's been high. And in one of those games, we had a player check Tiote. He ain't no longer here. But if it gets up to that number of goals, you guarantee somebody in the media is going to mention his name. Rest in peace. Very good servant. Who replaced him in our current squad? That's Joe Linton. Yeah. A dynamo. And what I can't say, there's another midfield general we've got. This one's Italian, you know. And you know the thing with Sandro Tonali, I love. You know the camera's panning around the pitch, even if we haven't got the ball. Yeah, camera's panning around the pitch. He seems to be everywhere, and 9 times out of 10, he collects just like a very famous legend, David Batty. Collects, pass. Yeah. Now he will be on the pitch tomorrow, same as Bruno. Yeah, our club captain, and he can score as well. We know that. So yeah, if the game gets really, really tasty with goals flying in from Arsenal, who have exceptional players, exceptional talent, but if we match them, I'm guessing Czech Tiote will be named on television by somebody. What we got? Ali, apologise. In a deep dive, a real deep dive, sometimes you do talk and, carry on. Right. Why don't you do a master's? Here's the thing. Who's that? A. Time. That's it. I'm 58 years old. How old would I be if I went and tried that? How old would I be? What would I gain? Yeah. What's in it for me? No. What I said was this. He's similar. He's a midfield person with the objective. Get the ball, ruffle a few feathers. Joe Linton and Czech Tiote, they're in the same vein of players who operate in midfield with unsettling the opposition. Brilliance. And the bonkers thing was he came as a forward striker with a hefty price tag. Right. Ethan, yeah, here's the thing, mate. Yeah. Positivity and the opposite. Say you're positive here or you ain't. Yeah. It's like I was saying in my live yesterday. You either want to learn or you don't. And what I'm trying to do. Because I'm speaking to somebody and I'm going to tell them the same thing. People who want to learn come into a job role and want to learn. Well, you don't. Right, what we got? Possibly right, Ethan, about Joe Linton. But it's all water under the bridge. We've got 2 games tomorrow. And then our last game. Then there's no football. Most YouTube channels, what are they going to talk about? Here, there's lots. There's music and more. So the hope is tomorrow. Big performance. Get something from the game. And then our match with Everton, have a party. Then Paul Mitchell and others do their work. And the hope is a war chest of 350 million plus. Players I want to see as people. I want Newcastle to change something. Yeah, and it's this. I want them to say to a player, I hope they'll say this to a player. If you choose to come to Newcastle United and you can perform and excel from where you are now, the supporters of Newcastle United will take you to their heart and they will push you as a player to become better than you were where you are right now. You will get the chance to have a medal around your neck because that's the remit. And it is up to you. You can choose a mega payday or you can choose to become a new legend. That's your choice. And that's what I hope Paul Mitchell is seeing this summer. Because I don't want a player to come to Newcastle for the wages. That's too easy. I want them to come to Newcastle and I want them to say, this is me, this is the skills I have, and I want you as a supporter to sing my name. Anthony Gordon and others have songs written about them. One of our defenders, Dan Burn, Why I, Bonnie Lad. I know, because I wrote it. But here's the point. We take them into our heart because they perform on the pitch. And moving forward, we can't get any closer to the summit than we are right now. Third. Yes, we can overtake Arsenal. We hammer them. We can overtake them. Immense. I said third. If we get second, that beats third. So the point when I said to you last August, we get third, yeah, that's better than fourth. I just want that improvement. Doesn't matter second or third. Because the one thing when I made that statement of third this season, you are guaranteed, without any shadow of a doubt, that stamp of third guarantees you next season you are playing with the best in Europe. And that was the point of my prediction of third. If we better that tomorrow, playing Arsenal, that shows His Excellency. Wow. That's what our club can do with no new blood. Imagine you change the plate around. So you turn around and say, who do you want, Eddie? Who would you like? And then you go and get them, which is Paul Mitchell's job. Go and get them. Right, what we got? We should show your songs to the players. That's why they're on YouTube. You know, songs like Are You Brave Enough? Yeah. You're standing on a pitch, which is like a stage, yeah, as a performer. Are you brave enough to do your best in front of packed? Because St James's Park is packed every home game. That's a bonus. If you can get the crowd to sing about a player, that is beautiful. Whether it's one of my songs or a song a supporter has shared with his friends. Like, Sandro Tonali and others. It's pushing because we worship. Pushing the club. Right, what we got? This is from Corvo. It's IL Corvo. Yeah. Do you think any of the players have heard your songs? No idea. But I will say this much. If enough people decide tomorrow morning to share bonkers, to share across everything that's in their contacts list on their phone. Like So Way I Bonnie Lad, Are You Brave Enough, and others where I'm singing It's Time to Write a New History. That has to get into the players at some point. And that's what it was meant to do at the end of the day. Get to the players so that they could listen. Here's a little thing for you, right? Do you remember when that tackle happened where Anthony Gordon didn't play in the biggest game of our club's history? Yeah? Wembley. But he could still wear the winner's medal round his neck. That will have taught him a lesson. And all of our players who got that medal push forward to our next season. Retain Carabao. And what I want the FA Cup next year. If not the FA Cup, let's go for the big one. Dream of the title. Because you don't have, for the title, you're not going to Wembley. No. That's either you're in a away stadium, like who we play tomorrow, Arsenal, or it's at St James's Park. So try and imagine this just for our club, Newcastle United. We are brave enough to push, get new players and push so hard that come Christmas of the 25-26 season, we have done, let's say, 10 points ahead of everybody else. Just imagine that, 10 points. And then Eddie turns around and says, right, just before the January, right, lads, you've got a choice. Keep playing like we are, or we accelerate to make sure where we currently sit now before the January transfer next season. Are we going to go for it? And if we are, put your hands up. It's possible because we've already proved the Carabao Cup in the bag. The next one, my hope is, retain it. Then FA Cup. And if not the FA Cup, the next one. The other one, which will come via third, we would need a huge and mega transfer window where Paul Mitchell, his phone might go into meltdown. Players finding current squad players from 25 new places because there's a flood of people ringing him up and saying, our player wants to play for you. Just by what I said before in that little speech. Because if you are coming to Newcastle United, I don't want you coming for the money. I want you coming, just like Bruno said, at Wembley. It's a dream given to the fans. Wishing for 70 years for a trophy and pushing yourself, your teammates to acquire that. That's a new history. Now, tomorrow, the hope is when we leave London on the coach, on the plane, in the car, we have something from that game. So the week after the last game, we can party knowing And as I said to you in a few of my videos, I'm going to come back here. Football is a job. They ultimately play for the money. Yeah, the players do. But it shouldn't be. Here's an example. Kovo. Yeah, here's an example for you. Years and years ago, a certain man, Dowley Leg, came to Newcastle, became a legend. That man then did something I have never ever seen anywhere else in history. He went to retire. The team we were playing that night are the current champions. And something happened that night. I don't think anybody in the ground that night knew what was going to happen. But a helicopter flew in and touched the centre circle. And he left on that helicopter. When I was talking to my brother, who was in the Leazes after, and people at work after, for about a month, his name was like etching it into the foundations of the building. Kevin Keegan. He came back to rebuild, and he did. The entertainers all knew what we're taking forward. I want that to have the same. Where, look at this season, yeah? The games we have accomplished, yeah? We have built the fortress again with Eddie Howe. We've built the fortress because our players have followed his instructions, followed Jason Tyndall's instructions. And when Eddie's been poor, Jason stepped into the breach and bang. As I said, this is to do with Newcastle United, but it's more. Like, I'm going to do a little video. It's roughly about 7 minutes long after this. That is GitHub. It is nothing else. It is just GitHub. So, what we got here? We should make a Discord to study over and over. I have Discord through Xbox. Yeah, I have it. I set it up for music. Yeah, to play music. I love music. And come the last game, when we're playing Everton, all the songs are going to come out. All those wonderful, wonderful songs. Mm-hmm. Do you want Spurs? I have a friend. She's female. And I have another friend, the other side of Nottingham. And they both support the same team. The colour is red. Make your own assumption. Well, he wouldn't have to pay for Web3 course as it's free. Ethan is going back to something that was mentioned earlier. I move forward. I don't stay rock solid in one place. I move forward. The hope is you follow the breadcrumbs. You know, that's the hope. Like with our club, yeah, I have something which is a new thing, brand new, because I asked a question. The question was, in NFTs boring? It's a picture of something. I wanted something more. That is in the video on GitHub coming after this, because I've got to check something which is developing while I've been talking to you. So, yeah. What we got? The answer should be Forest. You are right, Corvo. You are spot on. Yeah. We also have a wonderful lass who has her own YouTube channel, Alice. And she talks about Newcastle United with great passion. But she's a red. Strange. You don't move forward, Paul. In months, you have produced nothing. I have produced nothing. Nothing at all. Zip. Ethan. Because last night's video, the short version, last night's video, shows www. That's 3 W's. seeking-u.org. In the video, which is version 1.1, you can't get into it. I've tried 7 times to enter. You can't do it. Now, you're saying I've done nothing. Producing a video, whether I'm talking to you about Newcastle United, which this is the thing about this video, Newcastle United, or something else. It's in video. Last night we were talking about a certificate. The reason why I bring this certificate, where is it? This holographic picture. And the reason I bring it up is this. In the endeavors you know about, in those endeavors, I want to bring in an NVQ for staff. So you're not just in to do answering the phones, typing lots of stuff on a keyboard. As you come through the door, I want to know a certain question. That question is, do you want to learn? Or do you just want to do the job? Because those who want to learn will learn. That's why this video call is important. To mention it to them, to turn around and say, people who do these things, training, and promotion are there. And a certificate. I don't know how far can anybody in chat, anybody, how far does an NVQ go? Right, Koval. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I really do. Please let me know if I'm answering your name correctly. Right? An example for you. Facebook. The job roles within that. Same job roles to a competitor, TikTok. Team roles, pardon me. How many will there be? I don't have all of the answers. I never did. I have the base it's going to be built on. Because the base, the core, is the idea. Now, we're just coming up to 56 minutes. Yeah? How expensive it is, how long it takes to complete, what skills to train. Very good question. Yeah, very good question. Well, here's the thing. As I've just said, the core value is written. It's a readme. I'm telling you, in that, my idea. What's your idea to make what's there better? You see, if you look at it this way, right? Let's say 20 people. If 10 of those 20 people have the skill to do a role and they want to get a little bit higher, that's the opportunity. The people, the skill level, somebody else, that's their role. Who wants that? Which is in Seeking You and Geordie Nation to push it all forward. So, yeah. Now, that certificate I've just showed you, I was the last person to get one of those. The very last. So what we've got here, I do professional game dev over. Brilliant. So, you do professional game dev, yeah? You know how to create something outstanding. Am I correct, Bok Bok? Even Spider-Man is a web developer. You're right. Can't argue with that. Jeremy Will. I am JFD development proficient in Vibe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy. Vibe's a new language. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah? I'm just waiting for something to appear. Where's my drink? This is not water, it's just to wet the whistle. But all of these lives that I'm doing. It's building towards, I think, something special. Like the one which is happening in the background. You can't see it because I'm on laptop and it's 3 windows open. First window is here. Second is something that's being worked on. Third window is Facebook. Paul Gallant 1. Go check it out. Follow the crumbs. I'm giving you things to follow, like GitHub. Everything's on display. Nothing's hidden. Apart from the stuff that's in GitHub, that's private. You've got a request. You have to make a request. And to make the request, you've got to have the skill. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're looking at, if you make a request on GitHub and you look at something and you go, what? You're in the same boat as me. I don't want that. I want you to look, make a request and look and go, okay, I'll tell him to put this in and tell me where to put it in. Then I can go to Superbase and go, bosh. Or the new word, bash. Why I've called it bash, couldn't tell you. But, and strange. Right. How do you make a request? You join GitHub, or you're already on GitHub, and you make a request. A pull request, I think it is. I think. But that's what you do. Or something along those lines. I am no expert either. What else we got? Bark. Don't normally like vibe, but you're a better coder than Paul. Yeah, well, let's be honest here. Some people where the word code is know multiple languages, like they know French, they know German, they know Italian, to give you an example, in a language which is different. It's still a language though. And that's the point. Experts versus somebody that's just touched the subject. Because HTML5 is just touching the subject. CSS, PHP, Python, and the others. Wow. That's a mountain of information. And it's like putting 2 power cables together and you're the ground. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Here's the thing, right? There's one person from Instagram, I believe. One person turned around and said, will you answer this? I did. It was for a fan request page. I did. Through GitHub. If he can do it, I'm sure you can. Yeah, I mean, there's people all over the world. There's people on Clapper, people on TikTok. Yeah. And as I said in the second post I did earlier, those who are on Twitter, which is now X, that's why I do that's why I do the crossed hands, because it's X, yeah, who made a request for me to go back, yeah. 2 games, 1,000 subscribers, and every video gets 100 of them. There's no fee to that, none at all. You don't get charged to subscribe. You don't get charged for that. You've got to want to do it. Oh. I've been sitting too long. Left knee's knackered, which is why I'm hobbling. Okay, right. Where were we? Yeah, where were we? Bok at Morgan. I asked to see him the other day. He hasn't. Good afternoon, football. Good afternoon. Time for. Yeah? Do I have a question? Who will deal with the copyright issue of. Copyright issue? How do you mean? You see, part of the thing, right, I gave in the opening of that was this. Many, many moons ago, Facebook tried to do something really special. They tried to bring out something for microtransactions. That was called Libra. Somebody in the American government didn't like that. So they crushed it. TikTok hadn't even been up. It wasn't a thing. TikTok wasn't a thing back then. So they pulled him before Congress and ripped him a new backside. In America, that's where Congress is. I'm British. I'm not under that same constraint. Now, the problem is with Facebook going live and what you get. I wanted something different with Seeking You. I wanted to implement something brand new. An ecosystem is what I wanted. What we got? You're having a good Saturday. How many lessons have you completed? None. I've been doing, there's something happening in the background of this video. There's 3 windows open. So no. Bok, what does this have to do with copyright? No clue. What I'm trying to get across to you is this. In one of them on GitHub, there is an issue. We're Seeking You It's for content creators. It's designed for them to give more to the content creator than they would elsewhere. And yeah, so this copyright thing, not sure. Have you given up on the course? No. I just switch things around. I move things. Seeking You, then Geordie Nation, 4 people on Instagram looking at a demo. Yeah. The course, Web Development 3.0, is paid for. Lock, stock and barrel. Do that course as the person I'm speaking to next week is doing other stuff to help, so that I can sit there and say, right, that's there, live, Seeking You, Geordie Nation, and then I can sit there and go, okay, let's go back into the Web Development 3, go through a little bit of homework for over the weekend, from Friday morning to the Monday morning, just going through everything again, refresh, then pop out of that, finish HTML5, learn what CSS is, and then crack each one. I'm not saying it's going to be 100%, no, but it will be passed. And like this here, can you hear that? Yeah, it's framed. It didn't come, or did it? I can't remember. It's a long time ago. But that's what I want those at Seeking You, Geordie Nation, to aspire to, which is why this person I'm going to be speaking to is going to know about it. Because I want them to say from level 1 NVQ, level 2 NVQ, how high does NVQ go? I have no idea. This one is level 2. You couldn't get any higher because it was dissolved. What we got? Ethan, you're wrong. Sorry to inform you, you're wrong in what you just said there. One part of it's wrong. I had a birthday. DP'd? Yeah, probably. But life's not perfect. Now, somebody is doing the garden. I want to do something a little bit different. Right. But you didn't expect that. See, I was writing songs the other day. Came up with titles. And that's one of the things I love doing. So let's have some likes. There's 18 of you here. No, it's 15. See, the thing is, right? I started off talking today about the club I love, the club I worship. And we have filtered from Newcastle United to music. In the close season of any football club, they want artists, some kind of event at St James's Park or a brand new stadium. That's what they want. So that in the close season, we can make money. And part of the thing which I was talking about earlier, which is on GitHub, is a carousel. Never seen that before. And what we got here, the code is called open strings. This is an open string. That's open. That's top string. That's G. That's open again. That's E minor. E minor. E minor. Now, here's the thing for you. Yeah? In the weeks and the months, there will be no football. But there will still be content, music, other content. So you, the viewer, the subscriber, you can turn around and say to people, when I'm wearing the new shirt, you'll notice the new shirt because of this part here. It's gone. This one's in a frame from Everton onwards. You'll never see this shirt again. Be in a frame. And at some point, when I get to 10 or 20,000 subscribers, let's do 20,000 subscribers. Whoever is the 20,000th person to subscribe to my channel, the frame that includes this goes to you. How's about that? Do you like that? Here's another thing for you, just to tell you. Everything that happens here, like me playing this guitar, yeah? What I want to show you is something that I adore. Okay, can you see something over my right shoulder? Give me a yes in chat. Give me a hand up. Just give me a hand. Oh, Howie is a bit slow today. Paul's a bit crusty. No. Ethan's laughing. Ethan's doing the hyena across the floor. Yeah. 2 weeks. Today. Next week. Then all of our players go on holiday. Bahamas, Egypt, France, Monaco, places, wherever they go for their holidays, enjoy it. You've earned it. The hard work begins again. What we got? Yes, I can see fly paper that's 2 years old covered in dead flies. Can you? Where can you see that? Huh? Where can you see that? I can see a handmade picture of an elephant, then a few of my mum's old wall hanging things. I can see a plant next to the door I've helped revive. But what I want to tell you about is what's on the right there. That is Black Beauty. Black Beauty is an electric. That's an acoustic. I have more fun on Black Beauty. Where are you going? Newark? No. Alpha Kenny 1, are you going on holiday? No. Unless Seeking You and Geordie Nation in 2025 explode. Then I will take a holiday, but it'll be a weekend job where wherever I go to on that holiday, you're coming with me. That is not Black Beauty. Black Beauty has 3 pickups, not 2. Have I ever had a guitar with 3 pickups? Interesting. I will search. Yeah, well, content creators. That's what we do. You know, a friend of mine who supports another Premier League team went to Greece in the Mediterranean. 7 days. And one of those days took us out on a boat. And I said to her, I would have went for a swim. She did go for a swim. The best part about it is when you go for a swim in like really, really warm waters, the salt, when you come out, gives you a nice, lovely tan. Right. Paul, for one, to have a holiday, one would need to work. Hey, you know what, Pond? This week coming. This week, 22nd, 23rd, is just coming. I'm going to tell you what's going on. You're going to know from me. What we got? Gibson Black Beauty is a Les Paul. All right. No, well, that behind Black Beauty, yeah, was £180. What you just mentioned, a Gibson Les Paul, not even going to get anywhere close to that, am I? Am I correct? You tell me what the price of a Gibson Les Paul that looks like that. Tell me what that is in chat. Come on. Not actually, Paul. No, not actually. No. Jeremy, will Paul come down to Cornwall for a holiday? Yeah, good idea. Good idea, Jeremy. Head over to Blackpool. You'd fit in. I've been to Blackpool. And Blackpool from 0 to 10. This is just my opinion of Blackpool. 3. went along the promenade past the amusement, carried on to a pier, and then turned round and went back to the car. Wasn't everything it was I believed it would be cracked up to be. So yeah. The hope is, and it is just a hope, version 1.1 of Seeking You, they can repair it or pull it so version 2 comes out. And that's for Seeking You with Geordie Nation, that comes out. You can go into it, you can invite your friends, you can build in there, you can interact with people in Newcastle, everywhere in Britain, and grows. That's what I want. Remote jobs, in-house jobs with this. Now this is level 2, this. The person I'm speaking to this week is going to tell me how high NVQ or what replaced NVQ, if something did replace NVQ. No idea. But this is what's all going to be spoken about in a video call, because it's important. And yeah. In a video today, I'm going to do a little video which is only GitHub. That's all it is, nothing else. The reason why is those of you who are curious, certain things are private, send me a request if you have the skill. If you haven't got the skill, you're wasting your time. But I was inside. It was a nice day, nice sunshine. Now, here's the thing, yeah. The football, I think, is about to start. It's not Newcastle, it's something else. So, wishing you were all fabulous, dear. What are you doing? I'll see you again. I will post a comment as to when the next live will be. The smaller video is GitHub and nothing else. And have a beautiful day wherever you are. If you're out in the sun, get a beautiful tan. Because if I do get the chance to go on holiday, that's what I want. I want a tan. I want to explore. Thank you, all of you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Oh, by the way, tell family, tell friends, tell workmates, because the football is coming to an end. That is true. 2 games. Content is not. Just remember that. And to those people from Twitter, just remember this. You won't be back on Twitter or X. 1,000 subscribers and 100 on me videos of them tells YouTube I'm doing something constructive. Thank you.